Hello, I am Tracker TD and welcome to a new episode of Tracker Talks, that incredibly irregular thing that I do where I talk about stuff with no script because that's what I do apparently. Today we're discussing Sonic the Hedgehog again because I'm not allowed to discuss things if they aren't Sonic or Hatsune Miku apparently. Now, this month, it's June now, June 2016, so Sonic's 25th anniversary is this month. And so we're going to be talking about the next Sonic game, which is a bit of a hot topic amongst the Sonic fanbase for very obvious reasons recently. So I'm going to be talking about the speculation that's surrounding it, the hype, the build-up, and what I think is most likely going to be happening with regards to a Sonic game announcement, which is the big thing that everyone's waiting for, everyone's expecting it. And I've seen some folks speculating on things that I don't actually think are very realistic, or like making predictions for when this announcement's coming that I don't think are going to hold true. And I'm going to go through what I think the most realistic scenario for a Sonic game announcement is. So, starting off, one of the big guesses, that, although it's kind of begun to fizzle out now, is E3. So, jumping straight into it, we have E3 in like a week or two. Obviously tons of game announcements and stuff. And some folks have speculated we might actually see something to do with Sonic there. And I'm immediately going to say no, we're not going to see anything Sonic there. Sega, as of yesterday, at the time of recording this, have actually now pulled out of E3. Sega will be sharing a booth with Atlus, but other than that, Sega have primarily pulled out of E3. Sega Europe has cancelled its booth for E3, for instance. Probably because all they would have had to show there was Total War, because don't worry, since that Miku Expo video, Sega Europe has really not gotten any better at localizing games in Europe. So, other than Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice being at Atlus's booth, Atlus are not going to announce a new Sonic game at E3. That's incredibly unrealistic. I don't care if Sega are sharing the booth. If there was a new Sonic game to announce, Sega would have a booth. They wouldn't just leave it to Atlus to announce this. They would have a booth. The only other way I could possibly see a Sonic announcement happening at E3 would be if it was a console exclusive, like Street Fighter. So, say Sony, they did it with Sony, Sonic for PS4, and Sonic would then be at that press conference. But that's very unrealistic. I think it's safe to say the next Sonic game is going to be multi-platform. If it was a console exclusive, I'd have to guess they'd go with Sony, because regardless of what they've said about our biggest fan base is on Nintendo, Nintendo's in a bit of a state right now. So, and after the sales of the likes of Boom and stuff, even though those games were shit, they deserve to sell shit. Point is, I could see Sega going with Sony after Yakuza 0 and all the like, and Hatsune Miku on PSVR and all that. So, yeah, I'm looking more to that as but that's, even all that's very unrealistic. My bottom line there is Sonic's probably not going to be at E3. Don't get your hopes up for that. Moving on. The second theory is June 23rd, which is obviously Sonic's 25th anniversary. It's Sonic's birthday. Now, this is an interesting one. The other day, the Sonic Tumblr, Sonic social media in general, put up a gif of Sonic, classic Sonic jumping into a ring. He comes out with mod Sonic, blah blah blah. Typical anniversary stuff. And in the Tumblr tags for that, they said they were counting down to June 23rd. Now, you can take this two ways. It's either they're just counting down to his birthday, because, you know, Sonic's 25th anniversary, or they're counting down to an announcement, which is what a lot of people are now thinking. Now, I'm going to have to say that I am not expecting... I could expect maybe a teaser on June 23rd, maybe like a small hint at what we might get. But I don't think we're going to see a Sonic game announced on June 23rd, because Sega has other things releasing that day. In Japan, primarily. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games 2016 on Wii U is out on June 23rd, as is Hatsune Miku Project Diva Future Tone for PS4. Now, Mario and Sonic, I mean, it's Mario and Sonic, I don't see many people giving a shit about that. And obviously, Hatsune Miku. Now, in Japan, obviously, Miku is a big deal. Like, a lot of people watching this, it's a Sonic video, they might be thinking, it's just Miku, I mean, it's just a rhythm game. That's a big release for Sega. They're probably not going to want to distract from that thing releasing with a big Sonic game announcement, because then they'd be dedicating their social media to Sonic, which obviously they're going to dedicate their social media to Sonic. It's his friggin' birthday. But I think that's why they would have scheduled the anniversary party in Joypolis for June 25th instead of June 23rd. so they could focus at least somewhat on the games releasing on June 23rd, Mario and Sonic and Hatsune Miku. So I don't think we're going to see a Sonic announcement on June 23rd, because it'd have to be announced in Japan, and Sega Japan would then be distracting from those game releases. Which brings us then to June 25th, because, like, say I assume we get some kind of hints on June 23rd. I don't assume, I like, say we did. They could expand on that on June 25th, which is the day of the Sega Joypulse Sonic 25th anniversary party. Now, this Joypulse 25th anniversary party is actually interesting because it's being live streamed, which hasn't happened before. I'll give you that. That's not happened before. But I still don't think that this is any indication that we're going to get a Sonic game announced on June 25th at this Joypulse party. Again, there's a chance of a hint to it, maybe a small teaser, but I really don't think we're going to see an outright reveal, because Japan, whilst obviously has a Sonic fan base, they won't be holding the event otherwise. Sega, the Japanese Sonic fan base is not anywhere near as big as the Western fan base. I don't think they'd reveal it at a Japanese-orientated party, because it's like, even if they're live streaming it, that live stream is probably not going to be in English. It's probably not going to be like, it's probably just going to be intended for a Japanese audience who can't make it to the party. Regardless of the amount of Western people who are obviously going to watch it, they're probably not intending it towards the Western fan base, unless they're getting translators in for it and everything. So I don't think that, because they'd be potentially limiting. Sonic is not a Japanese-orientated franchise. I don't think it makes sense to announce the game at a Japanese event. It's not impossible. It's happened before. I believe Sonic 06 was announced for TGS. But at the same time, TGS has a much wider scope, and it's got more of a Western focus despite being based in Japan than something like a small Joypulse party. So, June 23rd, I don't think we're going to see an announcement. June 25th, I don't think we're going to see an announcement. So basically in June, I don't think we're going to see the new Sonic game fully announced. There's a chance we'll get a teaser, but I don't think it's going to be fully announced at all. Which brings us to July, where there is the 25th anniversary Sonic Party in America. And judging from what Aaron Webber, Sonic's social media manager, said in the retrospective that happened at South by Southwest, I think this is where we're going to see a Sonic game reveal. He did specifically say, I'm not saying we're going to announce a new Sonic game, but you should probably come if you want to see it. I think it's pretty obvious that they're hinting at a Sonic game announcement there. So, if you're waiting for a Sonic game announcement, and I think it makes sense, because then imagine they could get the demo units up for Summer of Sonic in London come August and all that. So I think it'd make sense to announce it in July, and then then they've got a more Western-orientated event. I think it's probably going to end up being live-streamed. I'm not sure if that's been confirmed, but I think it's obvious that it's going to have more eyes on it. So, yeah, it would make more sense to announce a new Sonic game at a Western-orientated event. But then this brings us to the release of the game, which has become a bit of a hot topic. Folks have been saying that they have to announce the game probably this month. People were expecting it maybe last month, because release dates. Obviously it's 2016, Sonic's 25th anniversary. And it's like, Sonic, you want to release it in 2016, it's got to be in the anniversary year. And a lot of people are now thinking, oh, I think that's our chances of a 2016 release gone if it's not announced in June. But I don't actually think this is the case. Because Fallout 4, for instance, Fallout 4 was officially revealed at E3 in June, and was then released in November. That's barely that much time between announcement and launch, and I believe a similar thing happened with Mario 3D World. So, I don't think it's that unrealistic that they could announce it at the July party, and then it could still release within 2016. But there's two reasons that it might not make 2016, and why that would be perfectly fine once we stop freaking out. For one, Sega recently stated they were recommitted to making quality games, not rushing them out. That was done. And I will take their word for that. I can't exactly say I've seen it, but, you know, I will take their word that Sega might not rush out games as much now, which fair does. But, that could lead to it going into 2017. I think that's feasible. The other reason is Sega could treat things differently to how the majority of the fan base sees it. Obviously a lot of people are like, 2016, you gotta release it then, Sonic's 25th anniversary year. And I mean, obviously since the start of the year, they've been like, hey look, Sonic's 25th anniversary, look at all this licensing, marketing and stuff. But I think that they could treat this differently. Take Mega Man's anniversary. I vaguely recall that on one of Mega Man's last anniversary, like obviously Mega Man's not had a proper anniversary celebration in ages because Capcom hate Mega Man. But Mega Man's anniversary only actually started, I think it was the 25th anniversary, Capcom only began treating it as if though it had started on the actual date, and then it carried on for a year after that. So I think it was like September or something, I can't remember. My Mega Man's anniversary isn't etched into my brain like Sonic's, but point is, that meant that it could go across the 2 years, so feasibly, Sega could treat it that June 23rd is the official start of Sonic's 25th anniversary, and then Sonic's 25th anniversary celebrations technically end on June 23rd, 2017. So, you know, then technically it'd still be within the anniversary year. Obviously this is a very far-fetched theory, I don't think it's going to go like this particularly, but they've got reasons to not release it in 2016 and it'll still be fine. But, you know, I think that the general thing is, don't expect it at E3, probably don't expect it in June, expect it at the July party. If they don't announce it at the July party, despite what they've said, then I'll be confused. But, yeah. The only other thing I want to talk about is how Sega's been handling the hype. A lot of people have been looking to the Sonic social media, stuff like the pixel graphics they've been using for the branding and stuff, and saying, here's our hint at the next Sonic game. I'm going to say right now, the social media branding almost certainly has nothing to do with the new game, and you really need to stop looking at that. They are using assets for the social media that have been in use for years, such as the mismatched tile sets. When Green Hill Zone's pixel assets are used in the Sonic social media, they're using graphics from Quartz Quadrant and Sonic CD for the hills in the background, and it's been like this on t-shirts and merchandise for years now. It's probably got no relation to the game if they're just using the same consistent branding they have been for years, just adding a grid to it. Stuff like Sonic turning into Modern Sonic, it's just generic anniversary celebration stuff. This isn't telling us it's Sonic Generations 2 or something. Honestly, I don't think anything that we have been told through social media, the Sonic social media, tells us anything about the games. Stuff like the pixel graphics that people have been trying to rearrange into a free and stuff. I don't think any of this really holds any meaning, and folks are getting incredibly hung up on what it could mean. And particularly with regards to a certain game announcement, Sonic Adventure 3. I don't think Sonic Adventure 3 is going to happen. I think it's very unrealistic. People are kind of looking at stuff and almost painting like the sort of hints they're interpreting from the Sonic social media as what they want to hear. Stuff like the Sonic Runners event, Sonic Adventure. Well, yeah, those have just been followed up by a Sonic Colors event, so, I mean, yeah. People have been looking in a lot of places for Sonic Adventure hints, and I can't deny there's been a lot of focus on Sonic Adventure this year. I've noticed it myself. We've got the concerts and everything, but it's like, I don't think any of this is a particular hint towards Sonic Adventure 3, which is one of the main theories. I think if folks are getting the hopes up for Sonic Adventure 3, just don't. It's like 2D Sonic Adventure 3, we've got Big Fishing Adventure 3, so you know. But, yeah, overall, I would say, don't expect it at E3, don't expect it in June, expect it in July, and as for a release date, 2016 I think is still perfectly possible, but I think what it's going to come down to is if Sonic Team feels they are ready to release it or not, because if they're not, then tough shit, you're not getting your Sonic game in 2016, and, you know, I don't exactly care about that. I'll live, Project Diva Future Tone's out on June 23rd, I'll be playing that for the rest of my life, so I can't say I care personally, just play other games in the meantime. Sonic obviously is a big deal to a lot of people. I can understand why people are getting impatient and desperate at this point for news, but I don't know, I think that people are kind of looking too hard for, like, they're looking at things that aren't realistic for a release date announcement or a game announcement. I think July is our most likely bet for a Sonic game announcement, and if it slips into 2017, don't freak out, because I think we've probably gone longer without Sonic games, and even if we haven't, I mean, another few months will not kill us over on the top of the, like, usual November release date. But yeah, I'm TrackerTD, thank you for listening.